Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Matt here. And all I got to say, the last 24 hours have been some of the craziest sports related 24 hours of my entire life. I watch the Royal Rumble. I see my GOAT John Cena get eliminated by Jey Uso. Mr. Yeet Man wins the Royal Rumble. And then 3 hours later, Luka Doncic gets traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. And then I record a video and I trade for Zach LaVine, and this is a video that will never see the light of day because OBS decided to just kill itself. And then Zach LaVine and De'Aaron Fox get traded. The dominoes just continue to fall, and today we're going to be rebuilding the San Antonio Spurs with De'Aaron Fox, and we'll talk about the whole entire trade details in the video. So, nothing else to say, guys. Let's talk about everything and let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is, in fact, right as this is happening, literally 5 minutes ago, Shams tweeted, as you'll see on the screen, the full trade details, and we got to put it in 2K. The San Antonio Spurs are getting De'Aaron Fox and Jordan McLaughlin. The Kings get Zach LaVine, Sydney Kisoko, 3 first-round picks and 3 seconds, while the Bulls get Zach Collins, Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter, and their own pick via the Spurs. Now, what a crazy 24 hours, as I mentioned. I had fully edited and ready to go a Dallas Mavericks rebuild with Anthony Davis. And unfortunately, the second half of my video just basically corrupted itself. But in that video, I actually trade for Zach LaVine. And at that point, when I saw the news, I decided to just back it up. Let's get to the bread and butter. Everyone and their mother has talked about this. Everyone and their mother has talked about the Luka Doncic trade, and you guys will hear my thoughts as well in this video, along with this one. The Spurs are making a move that not only helps them win now, but helps them win going forward. Probably one of the best young duos in the NBA, De'Aaron Fox and Victor Wembanyama, 21 years old, the alien. And we'll quickly touch on the Kings. In a whatever move for them, honestly, because they team back up DeRozan and Zach LaVine. And listen, they are a solid team, but I mean, with Fox not wanting to be there anymore and just a really strange direction, I will say them getting 3 firsts and 3 seconds helps them out a lot as they, eventually lean off of DeMar DeRozan. Is Domantas Sabonis the next domino to fall? Could that be something that we see over the next coming week? I don't know, but this deadline is marking crazy, crazy vibes and one of the craziest trade sequences that we've seen in a while. In less than 24 hours, 2 top dogs on the trade market get moved. But again, we're going to move past that. We'll talk about everything in this video. And I'll quickly touch on the Luka Doncic subject because, again, I wanted to talk about it heavily in my rebuild. But essentially, just to break it down, them trading a 25-year-old superstar for a guy that is a perennial top 10 to 15 player, it's just not enough. Luka is a top 3 player in the NBA, arguably 2, and in certain situations, arguably the best player in basketball. And they get 1 first-round pick out of it. You guys see right now, the Kings get 3 firsts and 3 seconds for De'Aaron Fox. And you're telling me that higher management can only get 1 first-round pick for Luka Doncic? You do not make 1 phone call for a guy of that caliber. If you want to trade Luka Doncic for conditioning issues, when there are guys in the past and in recent memory, i.e. Zion, and if you want to get even a lot better than that, Shaquille O'Neal, who had conditioning issues and went down to be a top 3 center of all time, and you're looking at Luka Doncic, a guy that carried you to the NBA Finals last year with the help of Kyrie Irving, but you want to trade him because you're worried about him eating too much? Give me a break. I think Dallas could take a complete L in that trade, even though Anthony Davis is awesome. Could they win a championship this year? Possibly. But if they don't come away with a championship, the F grade that I give the Dallas Mavericks goes to an F- if they don't win a championship. Because Luka on the Lakers is a 10-15 year ordeal. That'll be the end of that. Let's put this trade into 2K because we are right ahead of them. And let's see what we can do with the San Antonio Spurs. Again, a lot to talk about here as well. So here we are. The trade is put into 2K. What a crazy trade. And you know what? The Spurs were able to keep Chris Paul, Devin Vassell, and Stephon Castle. So, this team is looking bright. And we'll take a quick peek over at the other people, or the other teams involved in the trade. The Bulls, I guess you could say, are the losers here. Getting rid of Zach LaVine. They wanted to get off that contract. I guess they really didn't get much in this deal. I'm not going to lie to you. But, they get Kevin Huerter, Trey Jones, who's a nice young point guard, and Zach Collins. It is what it is. Honestly, the best thing they could have got out of this situation. The Kings, they get Zach LaVine. They get a bunch of draft capital, which I can't check there. But they get 3 first-round picks. They get 3 second-round picks. A good ransom when you compare it to the Luka Doncic trade, as I spoke about already. But here we are. Let's make sure that this Spurs team wins some championships, because De'Aaron Fox and Wembanyama, that's dangerous. So what I think I'm going to do for this season is I'm going to let it rock, and I'll set the rotation the way that I think it should go, and then let's go to the end of the season, and let's see how this team does. Nikola Jokic, MVP. Alex Sarr, Rookie of the Year. Naz Reid, 6th Man of the Year. Wemby, DPOY. Amin Thompson, Most Improved. Jalen Green, Clutch Player of the Year. Very interesting. Kenny Atkinson, Coach of the Year. And we get Executive of the Year, I guess, for facilitating that trade, even though it technically wasn't us. But anyway, Wemby on All-NBA First Team. And do we get any other? Spur, De'Aaron Fox on the 3rd team. Wemby on the 1st team, All Defense. And do we get any rookies? We get Stephon Castle. And that's about it. We jumped up. We were the 4th seed in the West. We ended up winning 50 games. We were only a couple games. I think we were like maybe 2 or 3 games below 500. So, great outcome. Great outcome. Nonetheless, check out the other teams here. Sacramento just missed out on the play-in. And if we go and check the East, the Bulls are actually the 6th seed. Wow. Vucevic is definitely getting traded, by the way. I just want to put that out there. Didn't get the chance to do this in the beginning of the video, but to fully in-depthly talk about the rest of this roster, Chris Paul, love Chris Paul. Definitely, always a guy that can raise the ceiling of your teams. Devin Vassell, a nice young player, developing pretty well. Nice, solid. He's a solid. He's good. He's good. Stephon Castle, a nice rookie, and really coming into his own. I think definitely one of the better young guards in the league, and excited to see what he can do. Harrison Barnes, they got over from Sacramento, funnily enough. Has had a solid season in real life, but, definitely just a Band-Aid going forward. Jeremy Shohan, I like what he brings to the table. He brings that tenacity, and he's definitely a Spurs player. Charles Bassey has been their surprise. He was a former Sixer, which I could respect, and I guess 2K likes to point that out, considering that is a render from 2021. But having one of his better seasons of his career, big rebounding threat. I believe he just had like a 15-rebound game. Keldon Johnson has actually been the subject of trade rumors. He could be definitely on the move in this video. And then Malachi Branham, who they took a couple years ago in the first round, could be better. And Jordan McLaughlin, who they got in the trade. Not really up to much. Now, we got Minnesota here in the first round. We know what this team's about, unless they moved Rudy Gobert, which I've seen happen a couple of times. But we'll take it game by game. We actually do win game 1. De'Aaron Fox just goes absolutely ballistic. And Wembanyama does as well. Game 2, we do lose in a low-scoring effort. Fox with no rebounds and only 2 assists, a little concerning. But Anthony Edwards drops 26 on our heads. They do win game 3. I'm not expecting a championship in this season, I'll be honest. I think maybe we're just a little bit away. And how funny is that the Dallas Mavericks with Anthony Davis make the NBA Finals as a 2nd seed. And the Lakers, they were the 7th seed. They didn't even make the playoffs. They lost both playing games. And the Dallas Mavericks with Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis win the NBA championship. So their grade, it stays an F because they did win a championship. In the rebuild that I did, I was able to go to 3 finals and won 2 championships. I can't believe how everything played out. But anyway, LeBron wants to retire. Hell no. Chris Paul, definitely not. And we'll let everyone else go. Check out the draft lottery. I don't think that we're going to have much of anything after the ransom that we gave away. We actually have picked 16 and 17. I hope that's actually correct. I will double confirm to check that before we enter the draft. But with this not being the accurate draft class, I will have to take a look here and see what rookies are possible at our selection. They have us taking a center. Definitely. Wait a minute. Kevin Garnett is in our draft, and he looks terrible. This is not the KG that I know. Regardless, I'm going to take a look around the league. I'm pretty sure we could probably package those 2 picks, and let's get a guy that can help us right now. So, actually, believe it or not, the Spurs were able to get De'Aaron Fox in the Mavs rebuild that I did. And they were also oh my gosh. Hello? They were also able to get Jimmy Butler. And unfortunately, if Jimmy Butler didn't regress as much as he does in this game, I would have carbon copied exactly what they did. But yeah, it was incredible. De'Aaron Fox, Jimmy Butler, they kept everybody, and Wembanyama as well. But this is the now. And we have options. Bam Adebayo, a guy that has been subject to trade rumors as well. Lauri Markkanen also was in trade rumors before he got his extension. And Cam Johnson as well. But I think what we're going to look for is probably Bam. Honestly, if we could grand slam get all of these 3 dudes, that would be incredible. And I know we have salaries to play with, and I'm going to manipulate them the best that I could. But I think bringing Bam Adebayo on this team would just be absolutely perfect. So that's the first trade we're going to do. Unfortunately, I had to give Chicago their pick back, which was pick 16. It was their pick, and they got their pick back in the trade, so that was that. You guys are going to see a trade offer for Bam Adebayo, and hopefully we can take it from there. We get it done, ladies and gentlemen. The draft capital that the Spurs have at their disposal is actually ridiculous. Well, it's a lot more seconds now that I take a look at it. But we get Bam Adebayo, we give up Harrison Barnes and a couple of first-rounders. And listen, I know this isn't realistic, but is anything realistic in the NBA anymore? So, like I said, the focus is just going to be winning championships, and I want to talk to you guys about how I feel about these trades. And obviously, I do not expect Bam Adebayo to be traded to the San Antonio Spurs, but I'm just here to have fun. And with you guys, you can always comment down below your opinions. So, anyway, we're going to keep it pushing. And let's see if we can go 2 for 2 and get Lauri Markkanen. Okay, well, unfortunately, we just don't have enough money for a trade to get a Lauri Markkanen or a Cam Johnson. They're both just making it a little bit too much. I mean, I could attempt to reverse trade finder Mr. Cam Johnson, who's making $21 million, but they want Bam Adebayo and Nicholas Claxton. It's not a terrible offer, believe it or not, but we're just going to go to the draft. We're going to take best guy available. If I don't like anybody here, I'm not afraid to just trade out entirely. We have a center here, a small forward. I'm not really interested. So what I'll just do is, oh, it's a 2nd round pick. Maybe if I could get something for this. Anything? No? All right, then I'm just going to sim it out. It's really not a big deal. The top guy was a 79 overall point guard, and the draft stunk. I'm not bringing in any of these dudes, unfortunately. They just got drafted for the sake of getting drafted. But I will bring in Blake Wesley and everyone else as well besides Jordan McLaughlin. And LeBron's a free agent. Kyrie's a free agent. Something else to know about the Luka Doncic trade is Kyrie Irving has a player option, and he could leave. It would be the funniest thing ever to just see Kyrie leave Dallas and just another stick up the ass for the Dallas Mavericks for trading Luka. But anyway, if there's a world that we can get Chris Paul, I would love to do that. It appears so. Malik Beasley would be a very nice signing for us as well, if possible. Same thing with Kelly Oubre, who's had a very good season with Philly in real life. So we have some options. Do we need Chris Paul? No, he's definitely going to regress. but I want to bring him in. I'm not going to lie. And also, bringing in Mr. Malik Beasley would probably be a nice slot for our backup 3 over Julian Champagne. So I'm not opposed to that at all. So we're going to go for Chris Paul. But I will try to sign Malik Beasley first. And just in case, we'll check out the 3s. Brandon Boston's having a great year for New Orleans. Having a nice little coming out party. I could pick up Kelly Oubre and slide him down to the 3, which wouldn't be a terrible idea. So I'll give Kelly Oubre an offer. And we do pick up all 3. We're not going to get all 3, so honestly, I'm okay with getting any of these guys. So whoever they decide not to pick up, we don't get Beasley. Okay. We get Chris Paul, and we get Mr. Kelly Oubre. I'll move Kelly Oubre down to the small forward position, and we rounded out our team really well. I am proud of that. Kelly Oubre can start. I'm not mad at that. Shooting and spacing is going to be a little bit rough, but it's 2K, so who really cares? If there's a way that I could bring in a shooter, I guess Luke Kennard would be good. Garrison Matthews I could bring in. Lonnie Walker as well. I could bring Lonnie Walker back. I have no problem with that. I want to try to give him as much money as possible, just in case I'll be able to trade him at the deadline, maybe for a better player. But besides that, I'm pretty happy. We'll bring in Garrison Matthews, and then that's really going to do it. Let's go to player progression. And Chris Paul does get worse, but he's still a nice backup. We're probably going to have to get rid of somebody on our roster. I believe we have way too many people. And, well, we only need to get rid of one person. So let's go to the bottom. And Mr. Riley Minix, thank you for your services. Best of luck in your future endeavors. I did not mean to click that. Auto-generate rookies. And let's check out the team for this season. Definitely a playoff team. Definitely title contenders with adding in Bam Adebayo, who is continuing to develop his three-point shot. So if that's something that we could see this season, that would be nice. LeBron wants to go on a farewell tour. You can have your oh my gosh. Farewell tour. I am tweaking out this video. But anyway, the roster's looking pretty good. I'm going to start Kelly Oubre over Keldon Johnson. None of these guys are safe, i.e. Kelly Oubre, even Chris Paul, if the right opportunity came about where we trade him. And yeah, I actually like the team. I like the minute distribution. Let's go to the trade deadline and let's see how we do. 42-8. The San Antonio Spurs are on top. And we have a nice sizable 5-game lead in the Western Conference. We'll check out the stats so far throughout the season. Wembanyama, 25, 12, and 4. With De'Aaron Fox, 16, about 5 and 5. Devin Vassell having a nice season, as is Bam Adebayo and Keldon Johnson. Might be time to move Keldon Johnson into that starting lineup over Kelly Oubre. The impact is a lot better. Same amount of minutes, but bringing him into the lineup is something I'm going to do right now. And I have no problem with this whatsoever. Everyone's playing well. Who did I just put there? I just put Devin Vassell there, which actually works as well, but I am going to move just like this. We'll keep it just like that now. We're going to go to the end of the season 42-8. There's absolutely nothing to do for this team. Let's see how far we can go in the playoffs, and let's win a championship. Real quick, actually, taking a pause here at the contract extension deadline. Victor Wembanyama, oh my gosh, guys. It has been a long day. I apologize. Victor Wembanyama wants to stay, as does De'Aaron Fox. We could bring both those guys back, and we're going to bring in Keldon Johnson. We'll give him that 3-year deal. It seems that Malachi Branham doesn't want to come back, neither does Julian Champagne, which I don't blame them. They're not really getting a lot of minutes. But yeah, we're 51-9. I'll see you guys at the end of the season. Victor Wembanyama is your most valuable player. Dexter Watson is Rookie of the Year for the Brooklyn Nets. Jaime Jaquez Jr. Sixth Man of the Year. Wemby DPOY. Kel'el Ware wins Most Improved. And that's been a story this season as well. Kel'el Ware is coming to his own, and it's possible that maybe he just replaces Bam. Shea gets Clutch Player of the Year, and Greg Popovich, the San Antonio Spurs, gets Coach of the Year. Wemby on All-NBA First Team. Do we get De'Aaron Fox as well? No, it doesn't look like it. Anything for the defense? There's Anthony Davis. We get Wembanyama. Nothing for all defensive second team. And that'll do it for the rookie teams. We are going to play Houston here in round 1. Not much different than the team they have in real life. We'll check out the stats one more time. I don't really foresee anything being much different. Yeah, not really. Fox's points per game actually went up, as did Vassell's, and everyone else pretty much stayed consistent. So we're going to take this game by game, and we actually lose game 1 to Houston. Ty Jerome gave us 21, 7, and 2. Let's just not have that be a constant. Battle of Texas, De'Aaron Fox, and Keldon Johnson, and Wemby all over 20 points. And this, wow, okay, we're down 2-1 to the Houston Rockets. And Alperen Sengun gave us buckets. But we tied up 2-2. A very scary series so far. We beat them by 20. Cam Whitmore has a great game for them. Bam Adebayo finally shows up. Pivotal game 5. Can we take the W? It is close. But we're pulling away here at the end. And we do. We blow them out by 23. Wemby has a great game. Fox with 17 of his own. And hopefully we can get out of here in 6. And we do. That was a little scary, guys. Not gonna lie. That was a little scary. And we're taking on Denver here in round 2, who have Tyler Hero. Wow. The Heat really ended up just selling the farm. Who did they trade? Who did the Heat trade Tyler Hero for? Take a quick look. And they got Michael Porter Jr. So they trade Tyler Hero, they trade away Bam Adebayo, and they are really just putting Jimmy Butler in hell. They're just not trading him, and they're going to lose him in the offseason. Anyway, we're going to take game by game. We win game 1. Jokic with almost a triple-double. But De'Aaron Fox goes off. Kelly Oubre has a nice game for us. But we do lose game 2. We lose by 8. Jamal Murray and Tyler Hero have phenomenal games. And Jokic had 15 rebounds. Game 3, we do win, though. We blow them out. Wemby comes back, has about 30. Devin Vassell with almost the same. De'Aaron Fox a little bit quiet, but we look sharp. We go up 3-1. Jamal Murray and Jokic both have solid games. But Bam Adebayo and Victor Wembanyama, probably the best front court in basketball, I would assume, in this universe, 100%. We get out of there, and we're taking on the 7th-seeded New Orleans Pelicans, who has James Harden. Who did the Clippers trade for James? Who did they give up for James Harden? CJ McCollum? No way. That's it? Wow. James Harden for CJ McCollum. What a universe. But anyway, we win here by 20 just about. Zion has a good game, though. James Harden, I don't know. Maybe he had a good game here. Yeah, he did. He had a double-double. And Zion, Brandon Boston, he was perfect. Brandon Boston had a perfect game against us. And they were able to tie up the series, and they were able to go up 2-1. And we lose by 2. We cannot afford to go down 3-1. And we take the W. It's close. It's not that close anymore, guys. We're down 3-1. Can we come back down 3-1? It's not looking good. Can we come and rally? Can we come back? Down by a lot, and it's over. Wow. Struggling to get the job done. A 71-win team loses in the conference finals to a 7th seed. What a disappointment. Chris Paul, I'm sorry. We couldn't get you a ring. Gosh, that's disappointing. But we're going to keep it pushing. It's all good. We have pick 15 via Atlanta. Maybe we can use that to make another move. Let's see. Maybe the draft class is worth it. I doubt it. Actually, Diego Batistuta is the top guy. I'm not really interested in making a draft selection. This pick is getting traded. Let's see what we can do. Wasn't able to find anything on the trade market. I did end up trading the first-round pick that we had to Boston for their pick next year. And honestly, it's only because I think this team can win a championship. I think we just need a little bit more development. We can bring our pieces back. And I think we'll just be chilling, to be honest. I'm going to bring in Jeremy Schoen. I'm going to bring everybody in. Just so that I have the contract flexibility to be able to trade these guys. I think that is honestly the best course of action. We bring in those two. And then, honestly, a goal I have is hopefully he doesn't sign, which he might have done already. I'll check now. Did Jimmy Butler signed with Dallas. What a crazy... Luka left the Lakers. Wow. Okay. So I guess that means Dallas won the trade. Dallas officially wins the trade in this simulation because Luka left the Lakers. So that's incredible. But I'm thinking of trading for Jimmy Butler. No joke. I think Jimmy Butler would be a great addition to this team. And we can try to get that done. I'm going to bring in all of our pieces back. Even the guys that don't want to come back, I will bring them back. And we're definitely going to make a big move. So let's get that done. So we haven't made any moves yet, but I did want to bring you guys to player progression. And you guys are going to get an insight of what the plan here for this season is going to be. Now, what I'm thinking is we go out and we get Jimmy Butler from Dallas. We'll consider it a sign and trade because I think it's a good move. I really do. And I think it's a good move for Dallas in this instance as well. But if we could give up, like, this makes sense to me. And do I have to give up Kelly Oubre? I would like to give up a guy that's on like a 1-year deal, if possible. I don't know if the money would align, so it probably is going to have to be Kelly Oubre. Do I go after another guy first before Jimmy Butler? I'm going to take a look around the league and see what we can do. We are going to be bringing in Brandon Ingram. Now, the thought process behind this is, and I guess Freddie Hurley, who was their top draft pick, the thought process behind this is we get a little bit more scoring. The defense is unquestionably worse than a guy like Kelly Oubre, but we make up for that in every other player on that starting five. Stephon Castle jumped up dramatically, and we have a really good team, and our depth is not hurting because of it. And that was my main concern. We do have a backup 4 problem, but I'm pretty sure I could fix that with literally one trade. I don't want this auto-generated draft pick, so if we could get a nice backup 4, this point guard has no use on our team. Like, even Yershon Yabusele I like, and John Isaac. Mataz Buzelis would be fun. And might be Ivica Zubac. Very interesting. And I could move Bassie down to the 4. And the Kings, I'll give the Kings a first for that, to be honest. We just have the best rebounding team in the league. Oh, they want Keldon Johnson, though. Can we afford to give up Keldon Johnson? He had a very solid year. Let's check out what is our small forward position looking like. It would be Julian Champagne. Move Bassie down to the 4. Let's get it done, ladies and gentlemen. Ivica Zubac is a San Antonio Spur, and we are going to move Charles Bassie down to the 4. And we have a team of Fox, Blake Wesley, Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell. I can even move Branham up if I wanted to, which I am going to do. He will be playing some small forward. So we got Ingram, Branham, Adebayo, Bassie, Wemby, Zubac. This team is a champion. Let's go to the end of the season. Do I get Jimmy Butler? If I can get Jimmy Butler for a guy like... I can't get Jimmy Butler. I really want Jimmy Butler. We're going to pass on Jimmy Butler. If anything, hopefully we can sign him in the offseason if he doesn't retire. But let's go to the playoffs and let's win a championship. Well, here we are at the trade deadline. Figured I'd stop and show you guys. We are 47-5. Far and away the best team in the league. This is one of the best teams that I built. And again, not realistic by any means, but I'm just here to win championships and talk basketball with you guys. A little bit of a fun dynamic, I feel like. But Wemby so far, 23, 10, and 4. Fox with also averaging 20 and 6 and 4. Devin Vassell with about... We'll round up to 14 for him, and we'll round up to 4 as well. This team is stacked. Let's go to the end of the season, probably break the wins record, and let's win a championship. Victor Wembanyama, MVP. Diego Batistuta. Batistuta gets Rookie of the Year. DeAndre Ayton of the Chicago Bulls gets 6th Man of the Year. Wemby DPOY. Jeremy Schoen, after we trade him, gets Most Improved. Luka Clutch Player of the Year. And not Pop, because I believe he retired, but Louis Bridges, a.k.a. us, I guess, gets Coach of the Year. We went 72-10. Wemby here on the first team, All-NBA. We don't get Fox, unfortunately. That's okay. Wemby also on the defensive team. And then that's really going to be it. Again, far and away the best team, I believe, in the league. Like, easily. We'll check out the stats one more time, just see if there's any differences. But again, I doubt it. Wemby's points per game went up a little bit. Or actually, they hovered right about the same. Fox couldn't hold on to that 20-point per game threshold, but it doesn't matter. We're taking on the Grizzlies here in round 1, who have Malik Monk now, Jalen Wells, Jake LaRavia, and Zach Edey. And they have Larry Markkinen off the bench, G.G. Jackson. This is a decent team. Probably better than the 8th seed, in my opinion. But anyway, we'll take it game by game. We do win game 1. We blow them out. I'll simulate the round. I was that confident. This team's borderline unstoppable. But we are facing the Denver Nuggets, who gave us some issues. Can we get through them once again? We do blow them out. Wemby has a great game, as does Jokic. Wow. They win game 2. This is going to be a tough series. Jokic with a triple-double. Tyler Hero with about 25. First-time All-Star this year. Congratulations to him. We win by 3 here at game 3. Jokic with almost a 30-point triple-double. But we were able to get it done. Can we win game 4? We do. We win by 2. And I think we could just get through and take out Denver. We're taking on the Timberwolves again. And pretty much the same team. They got Bobby Portis now, who's wearing his shades. And that's really all to note. Pretty much the same team otherwise. Can we get it done? Game 1, we blow them out. Win by, I believe, what is that, 18? We win by 18. Malachi Branham has 20 points and leads the way for us. Good for him. We do lose game 2. We get blown out, unfortunately. And Anthony Edwards just had an incredible game. Wow. Their big 3 took more than double-digit shots, and no one else shot the ball. And we lose game 3. Oh, my gosh. We cannot not go to an NBA Finals, guys. Come on. We can't go down 3-1. We just can't. Can we pull it out? We look sharp. We look solid. We blow them out. And we tied the series. Malachi Branham has been a gem for us this series and in the season as well. A great signing for us. I'm glad that we were able to keep him around. Can we win the pivotal Game 5 matchup? We're starting off hot. We look sharp. Up by a lot late. And we get the job done. Wemby with 20. Ingram with 20. Fox with 20. Stephon Castle with 14. We get it done. Can we win in 6? At Minnesota. It's a rough place to play. We're up big late. And we get the job done. We're going to the NBA Finals. Bam Adebayo leads the way for us. And just when you forget about one person on our team, another person just steps up. I forgot about Brandon Ingram, and then he had 20 points. I forgot about Bam Adebayo, and he had 18 and 8. Anyway, we're taking on the New York Knicks in the NBA Finals. Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, they got Josh Okogie now. Josh Hart, they got Diego Batistuta. Karl-Anthony Towns coming off the bench. They got Jalen Duren. Wow, this is a deep team. They were the 2nd seed. Can we get through them? We win game 1 by a lot, and we win by 17. Jalen Brunson with 24. Towns with a double-double. And I guess I'm just going to call him Diego. Diego with almost a triple-double. Can we win game 2 at home? Yes, we can. And wow, they were just no match for us. We go up 3-0. Let's hit the Simcast. And if anything, we could jump in. It was going to be close. We're pulling away late, though. Oh, wow, they made it a game. Let's jump in and check it out. So here we are. We are up by 1 with 1:12 left. This is a must-win game for us. Jalen Brunson gets to the hoop, and we just stop him. De'Aaron Fox, wow, running so fast down the court. Pulls up from the mid-range, no good. Diego gets the rebound up to Brunson. It's not a must-win game for us, but I don't want to even give them an inkling of a comeback. And Jalen Duren with the ball, guarded by Zubac. And the screen now by Diego. Brunson gets a wide-open look, and he just misses it. Malachi Branham with the ball up to Victor Wembanyama. Guarded by Diego, gets right by him. And he's just so lanky. He just looks like an actual freak of nature as he gets to the rim. What an incredible move. It's still only a one-possession game, so they have a chance to tie this up, but it looks like Brunson's just going to go to the hoop as he bully balls Fox out of the way. Only up by 1, though. Can we hang on? They don't have to foul as they get the ball up to Fox. Fox wide open in the corner for Branham. And it's good. Good night, New York. As we take a 4-point lead with 26 seconds left. They need something, and they need it quick. Brunson taking the ball up the court, guarded by Fox. And he tries to go right by him. Dribbles back out. Passes out to Okogie. Not the guy you want to take the last shot, but he's going to take a wide open 3. And he sinks it. Wow, that's my fault. My fault. My fault, Josh. That's on me. Only a 1-point game. Spurs timeout. This could be a finals that we see soon. I would. It's possible. As New York fouls De'Aaron Fox, he's going to the line. A solid free throw shooter. Wow. Wow, he misses the first. Can he make the second? And he does. I gave him a little bit of a commentator curse, if you will. 8 seconds now for New York. They got to move quick. 6 seconds. Brunson with the ball. Screen by Diego. He pulls up on a 3. And it's no good. Oh! Wow, that was close. I thought that Wemby was going to lose the ball. And New York has no timeouts. They can't challenge the call, and that's going to do it. If I'm Wemby, I should just miss this on purpose. But he doesn't. But it doesn't matter. The San Antonio Spurs are winning the NBA Finals for the first time since 2014. Victor Wembanyama, De'Aaron Fox, Bam Adebayo, Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, Malachi Branham, Ivica Zubac. What an incredible team. And you know what? Let's run one more season. Victor Wembanyama, Finals MVP. Any retirements that are of importance for us, we'll bring everyone back. Hopefully they could maybe we can get somebody to sign. That'd be nice. They can get a little ring chase action. Draft lottery, do we have anything? The Kings actually get number 1 and number 30 from us as well. We have 19 and 20, I guess, from the Boston trade and the Atlanta trade. But besides that, I'll just let them take whoever's available, and we get garbage, to be honest. But I'll sign them. Stephon Castle, I want to definitely bring back. Giannis is a free agent, but we are absolutely dead broke. Like, it's not even funny. And luckily, though, we have no free agents to sign. And I believe we were able to get Zubac to an extension. Could we bring anybody in of note? John Isaac is an option, but, I mean, this team is stacked. I don't think we need to bring anybody in. We're just going to go to player progression. We'll get past everybody. All I see is dollar signs, money on my mind, green everywhere. Incredible. Wembanyama's a 99. Fox, well into the 90s. Curry wants to retire. You got it, pal. Actually, Fox isn't a 90, but Stephon Castle is. De'Aaron Fox is like in this weird like part of 2K. He's one of those players that he'll hit a 90, then go to an 89, but he'll never go past that 90 threshold. But I think him on San Antonio will allow that to happen. Bam has an 88, Zubac 88, Ingram 87. All these guys could be 90s by the end of the season. Devin Vassell could be in the high 80s. Malachi Branham breaking out for us. Blake Wesley as well. Bassey playing well. This team is great. And you know what? Enough talking, enough yapping. Let's go to the end of the season, win another championship. Victor Wembanyama, MVP. Rob Caldwell of the Wizards gets Rookie of the Year. Nikola Topic of the OKC Thunder gets Sixth Man of the Year. Wemby DPOY. Luke Person, Most Improved. Luka Clutch Player of the Year. And Louis Bridges of the Spurs, 65 and 17. A little bit worse than last season, but we were still top of the league, I would assume. Wemby on the first team and nobody else. Wemby on the defensive team and nobody else. That's perfectly all right. We were indeed the first seed, and by a lot. By a lot. We'll check out the stats here. Wemby, 22 and 11 and 4. Fox with 16, 4 and 6. Bam Adebayo with about 15 and 8. Stephon Castle with 13, Brandon with 13, Vassell 12, Ingram with 11. I mean, the offensive load, like, he doesn't need to do a lot, but I wish I saw, like, 14 points per game, but I can't really complain. We're taking on Phoenix here in round 1. Devin Booker. They got Bilal Coulibaly, who's signed to free agency. They got Lonzo, Keyshawn George, Keon Ellis. Wow, they got a pretty decent team, I'm not going to lie. But I think we're definitely better. We win game 1. We only win by 2. Devin Booker has a good game. But we win game 2. We blow them out. This series is as well as over. They just don't have enough firepower to deal with us. We take on Minnesota here in round 2. No more. Oh, Rudy Gobert is still there. But Jamie Joseph now, who was drafted 19th overall in the first round, takes over Rudy Gobert's spot. And yeah, I mean, this is a pretty solid team. But again, I think we're just miles better. I don't even need to stop. I'm not even worried about it. We're not going to 7. We're going to 7. Oh my gosh. Dang it, dude. Oh, okay. We're going to game 7. Unfortunate. We're going to go to Simcast. We are at home. And strong early. They just want to play with my emotions, dog. They just want to play with my emotions. And funnily enough, we are taking on the Dallas Mavericks with Jaden Hardy, Kyrie Irving, Jimmy Butler, Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively, Cam Johnson, Tyus Jones, John Isaac, Spencer Dinwiddie, Chris Boucher, Kenyon Martin Jr., Jose Alvarado, James Bouknight, Dion Gill. Wow, that's a stacked ass team. But again, I think we're better. Can we beat the team that eluded me last video that you'll never even see? We win game 1. We win by 21. And Jaden Hardy led the way for them and Jimmy Butler. Game 2, we win in a very close game. Fox with 28. Can we go up 3-0? We can. Malachi Branham gets the job done. 27. Wemby with a double-double. Do we win in 4? They were no match for us. And a rematch is occurring. We take on the Knicks once again. Wow, what a conference finals. What a weird playoff picture. Nets 1st seed. Hornets 8th seed. Pistons, Pacers. Toronto, Chicago, Miami, New York. Weird turnaround for Miami, but they got Luka. Anyway, game 1, we win by 1. Game 2, we win by 13. Guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Oh my gosh, 151. Good night, New York. Victor Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox had the chance to make history and maybe make a dynasty. That duo is something to keep your eyes on for the next half decade at least. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll check out the player retirements. All of the GOATs of our current timeline are packing it up. As I'm packing this video up, leave a comment, like, subscribe. Tell me how you guys felt over the last couple of days. Talk about the Royal Rumble. Talk about Luka Doncic being traded and definitely one of the biggest trades in sports history. And talk about De'Aaron Fox getting sent off to San Antonio. Talk about Zach LaVine getting sent to Sacramento to be teamed up with DeMar DeRozan again. Will definitely be interesting how that turns out, I guess. Hey, and if you're a Bulls fan, talk about Chicago. How do you feel about Zach LaVine leaving? Regardless, comment, like. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.